call to order the meeting of the Hatfield Conservation Commission, February 12th, 2014. First on the agenda is a request for determination of applicability for Scott Harlow, lots 3 and 4 on Jericho Road. Scott, would you like to come forward? The gentleman would like you to sit next to a microphone.
Okay. This is being taped, by the way, so there's no problem with it. You'll be a star.
Is Chuck Douchy here? Can you explain the project?
I have 2 lots. This is what Chuck actually did for me. I have two lots, and I want to be within the 100, but outside the 50. So, let's see. Chuck Dotchie went down, he did flagging for the wetlands, and he actually went down to refresh the old flagging, replaced missing flags, and extended the flagging down this way. He went to about here before he added like 2 or 3 more. And then he prepared the site plan for lots 3 and 4 based on the plans that
I've been there already.
I got from
I go out there on the board at all times.
and Bill Cerruta does the septic. He's doing my septic design, the septic systems for me. So between Bill Cerruta and Chuck Dotchie, they flagged the wetlands, came up with where we're going to propose the houses. You can see that they're going to be within in the 100, but outside the 50. And this is top of bank too. There's a bank. We're way up high. The wetlands are way down low. They're up here, and wetlands are down there. So I think he's got where it says top of bank. Proposed fence and, oh yeah, so he's got the silt fence in there. Here's the 50-foot buffer, and here's the 100-foot buffer. So I'm going to be within the 100, but outside the 50. So what else did we do? Provided plans to Cerruta for use of base for septic system designs, prepared and request and determination of applicability, abutter notices, filing by clients. He did all that stuff, so that's what he did for me.
Well, it's nice that you told us that it's sloped, but I don't see any contour lines. So how much does it slope? How many feet does it drop?
The land itself?
Yeah.
The land's flat. The land's flat, and then it probably drops 10 feet down, and then you got the lot lower. We're way up. At least 10 feet.
So
Up higher than where the wetlands are.
So the top of bank is shown here on the plan.
Right,
It is below, because below is swampland.
right. Yeah, top of bank, see? So we're up high, and then it just drops way down to the wetlands. And what it is there's just a U shape like that. This is all dry land in here. It just a little bit of a U shape, and then it goes out to the river. The river's in the back.
Are you familiar with this land, Corey?
Yeah, I was out there. Walking around the sand.
So what, for the perk tests?
Yeah. First I said, for the design. I was out there with Cerruta, and we dug all that up, and it's all pure sand anyway. And basically what he told you is, I don't know the distances, but you know, he's approximately right.
What it is, if I was outside the 100, it would push my houses into the very corner. So I said, boy, it'd be nice if I could just put them right there. So it'd be inside the 100, but yet still outside the 50. So I just needed to notify you guys and do the paperwork and the legwork and stuff like that, so.
Yes.
Chuck made it sound like he had everything that you needed, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was supposed to be here. I'm sure he would have came if I asked him to.
No, it's okay. It doesn't have to be here.
What they proposed was okay at the time, I know that. And I'm sure this is what they drew up.
Hasn't changed much since.
Yeah, that hasn't changed any.
You got another house over in
Yeah,
here,
there's
right?
4 lots, there's one on each side of those. You know what it helps with, big print. What it is there's 4 lots along Jericho Road, and 2 of them are way away from the wetlands, and then 2 of them are on the border of it. So we just, like you said, we're just trying to be within inside the 100 but outside the 50. And we're way up high on the bank that drops down to the wetland, to the swamp.
So you're looking at one house down the end.
Yeah, behind.
I mean, as far as your lots go, right?
There's one more before
Is there
those,
one-
and there's one more after that.
Is there one more? Okay.
Yeah, there's 4 lots, and those are the 2 in the middle.
Right.
I wish I had the whole street.
Scott, can you show me where the top of bank is on lot 4? Because I don't see it. I see the top of bank on lot 3.
This is the highway.
No, this is the Jericho Road right here.
That's what Jericho Road.
Yeah.
What's it, a county highway?
Yeah, it was.
There you go, it's a highway.
Yeah. Where's the top of the bank right here? So he's basically the same amount. I think he even picks it up.
Well, there's a little, I don't know if that's the same symbol. It looks like the same line type. It's just a little section of it.
Basically, this dotted line is the 50 feet
Right.
away from your wetlands. And if this is top of bank, it's pretty much similar, very similar. Everything seems to be parallel. Yeah, so he's just showing this is where I'd like to put the house, and this is where my silt fence is gonna be, and here's the top of the bank, and then it drops down to the wetlands. This is a sloping bank down. So that's for that corner, and on the same, it's basically the same.
On both sides.
This is steeper over here. This is a hill. This is more of a hill, and then it drops down maybe 4 or 5 feet. This just comes to the end and drops down like 12 feet, 10 to 12 feet.
When do you plan to do this work?
Spring. First thing this spring.
Okay.
There's just so much wetlands on these lots. I'm concerned about who buys the property. They won't have anything that runs with the land as far as limiting the use of,
It's
they
just
might
like
buy
a
the
family
house and they might think they can do whatever they want.
No, I'm actually putting the houses in myself. I'm putting them in. I'm a builder, so I'm putting the houses in. So we're laying it all out and everything. Just what it says on that print is right where them houses are gonna go, plus or minus a couple inches.
Gotcha.
I think Mark's got a question.
Mark?
Is there a limit of work line on there? Is the erosion and sedimentation control a limit of work line?
Yes.
Yep.
What some commissions do is they require plantings or big boulders placed along the limit of work. So it helps the future owners know not to go
Beyond.
beyond.
Yeah, because that's my thought is, this is an RDA and there's nothing that's gonna,
It doesn't get recorded,
right.
right. So a lot of commissions do require something along that line.
About where the silt fence is? Kind of where the silt fence is, or
Yeah.
top of bank?
Yeah. Where you drop down.
Yeah, top of bank. Yeah, that's cool.
Create some kind of natural border so
Yeah.
that the future owners will
Yeah.
know that,
They can't build out there.
right.
The land literally comes and then it drops. It drops. So if this, you got top of bank here and,
They would have to fill it in to build.
oh yeah, they could never build back there.
But even, try to expand their lot,
Yeah.
whether they want like a field or some,
Oh yeah.
by planting maybe some coniferous trees or
Sure.
something as a natural border,
Yeah.
would keep them from trying to spread their wings, so to
Because
speak.
right now it's basically cleared to the top of the bank. Lots are all cleared to the top of the bank.
Is there something they can put in a deed that just says, hey, here it is, here's the lot line?
Well,
I mean,
without a notice of intent, we don't have that tool.
yeah.
When I pull the building permit, I gotta show all my setbacks, So the setbacks will show my frontage, my left, my right. as far as the back, we're gonna submit this plan with the building permit to show that it's put in the same spot as what we have drawn. I have a bigger plan of the whole lot, you know, of the whole road that shows the lots, and it shows all the wetlands and the river and everything like that. And we have the houses on that also, which are the same as what's on that paper, so that's all gonna get submitted at the time of building permit. So the building inspector will have, you know, and then I guess they do GPS, the wetlands people, don't they do GPS?
Chuck Douchy, you mean?
Oh, when they flag it? I don't know.
Well, I guess we could consider a negative determination with these following conditions.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to plant some?
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's a tree line there now, but I mean, I'll throw some plants in there, you know? Basically, if we put the houses in, we're gonna put the houses in with the driveways and put the lawn in up to the silt fence. And then the lawn itself will dictate also, but yeah, I can put trees in, that's not a
Yeah.
problem.
Right on the edge of the lawn. You know, like little white pines or something.
Yeah,
They grow,
sure
they
that
grow
they-
fast.
they're probably, their land, they're gonna say is to top of bank. You know what I mean? Their grass will go to top of bank. And anything from top of bank down is just all woods.
Right.
And junk, you know? But their lawn will probably go right to the top of the bank. The 50-foot is probably in another 10 feet off the top of bank, but nothing's gonna be built inside there, but I'm sure the grass will be to the edge.
Are you gonna entertain a motion here or not?
Okay, yeah, let's, are there any questions? Larry?
How far down Jericho is this project?
Probably,
Is it at the curve? I mean, is it, how far off?
second
Street?
curve, I guess. It's right behind Sonny Skrupski's house. You know Sonny's? Right behind his house.
So it's across from the house that the Board of Health took over once? Is it down that way?
It's down
2 more lots.
1,000 feet, 500 feet.
Yeah.
From there? So it's right past the curve?
Mm-hmm.
It's right next to where they used to farm land there.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no, you don't have any neighboring houses there right now?
No, there's
Yeah,
nothing
he's
out
building
there except
them.
for my brother's house. There is one house out there, it's my brother's. He owned 1 lot and I own the next 4.
Oh. Did he
At the
build it?
boulder.
Plant,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
all built.
Oh, he's
There's a house
Builder
where
plants a,
the house used to be that they took down.
Or
Oh, really? That's your brother's?
Perennial
house?
plants or whatever, perennial border, yeah.
That's where the Mr. Pelis's house used to be, you know?
Okay, any questions from the commission?
I'm good.
Okay. Can I entertain a motion to okay a negative determination, subject to the condition that the builder plant a
So moved.
border?
So moved.
1 second?
Yep.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Scott?
What's that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is Gene Russell, Lot 3, Pantry Road. Hello. So the last time you guys were in, we requested some more information, right? Okay.
You wanted to know the extent of the wetland north. You have to take 2 more plans out,
Okay.
if I do it. Right here, I come up here, this is, it goes more this way rather than that one. So it comes out more like this, and there's your 100-foot buffer zone, and that follows down here. The only work that's in the 50 feet is these 2 trenches. They're gonna be 6 feet apart, about 2.5 feet deep, and then brought back to the original grade.
Okay.
Everything else is outside the 100-foot buffer zone. Outside the 100-foot buffer zone.
I'm kind of refamiliarizing myself. There's the new easement.
This is, she hasn't got that yet until
Okay.
after all this is finalized. So there's not gonna be nothing in here at all. She's gonna come up over here to a one-car garage, a very small house, 28 by 30 maybe.
Okay, there's the lot line, all right.
Yeah,
It's
this is a lot.
dotted.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I've got the setbacks and the classes on. 15-foot setback to the property line in the front, 15 on the side. I've got 30 on the back. And the rest complies. There's your 15 feet all the way around. So, and again, this is the only part that's going to be in the, between 150. And that's just 2 trenches and a distribution box.
Okay.
Actually, 1 trench, that pipe down to the D box. So it's really
So what kind of
very-
vegetation is there now along this silt
There's-
fence?
Along the silt fence, there's like red maples, some pines, maybe some birch, I didn't, I didn't count it, but there's,
Okay, so
No,
there's
it's
already a
up- it's
border,
up there.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
like we
Oh,
just
oh, yeah.
requested the builder to put in a border to keep people out of there.
well, there's no access back here at all.
Yeah, but again, you know, people tend to like to make their yards bigger, so I'm liking,
Well, from here over,
Drop down.
it drops down over here, but from here, the trees are spotted. You know, it's not thickly forested. Should take down minimal trees. I think there's some trees over in here, up in here. Yeah, she could do something. I mean, like at the 50-foot line here, maybe?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, we maybe put some small hemlocks or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Again,
this one's different because it's
this-
close to the septic system, so
This is
you,
really minimal.
you'd wanna-
impact at all.
you'd want to plant something small that doesn't have a lot of root growth.
Yeah, but
you
it
know?
grows.
Right. Actually, even a garden could work, if you put a garden, you know. I mean, it's nice sandy soil out there, and some good loam, you know. And that's it, that's a house, 1-car garage, a tank, a D-box, and 2 infiltrator trenches. And then I think everything goes off this way. This is all wet down in there. There is a little more upland in here. That does not go with this property, it goes with the lot down
Right,
there.
there's a lot there.
This is lot 3, I think you said. So lot 2 would be over, beyond over there.
Yeah,
And then there's one more at the far end, and they're all, the next 2 are gonna be very tough, if at all.
You have to bring any fill in, or what's the?
Here?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, there's no fill. If I put the
well,
system-
these are proposed contours
Yeah,
here.
but they're just meeting the existing ones, that's, I'm showing that just so you know, you'll see that.
So
it's-
the fill is like the septic sand that you bring in?
They're actually.
'Cause isn't this like a raised system?
No, that's what I'm saying, it's
Oh.
all below.
Oh.
These are infiltrators that are going in, you put them about 2.5 feet down, they're a foot high, and you cover them with sand and bring it back up to original grade. So this is gonna go back to the original grade.
Yeah.
If I
But,
put the system here, we had one,
well, these are proposed contours, 94.5 and 95.5. So it kind of depicts some kind of change in the land.
not really, but
It's probably what's left out, it's left over from when you,
digging it out
Right.
and all that stuff. If I put it here, out of these 4 test pits, one of them had a high water table instead of meant a mound. So we chose to use that, you know, as a reserve area, which will never get used probably, and then use these with a deeper water table. But I think the water table is like at 10 feet here, so there's no problem with that. Up here, there was some modeling that was about 40 inches, I think. So we chose to go down there. And this is all pending. And this has been submitted to the Board of Health. I don't know if they've approved it yet, but it's the exact same plan, except it's 2 pages and it has all the you know, all the components of the septic system.
Oh, right, right.
And so what we're looking for, if we could, is get a negative determination
Mm-hmm.
with the conditions that you guys put on it.
Okay. Well, thanks for making those
Yeah,
changes.
you're welcome.
Oh, sure. And you feel pretty good about you getting that easement, obviously.
Well, she's working on that, yeah, that's an
I mean,
expense that she's working on.
Right. Obviously, that's pretty
It
critical
was-
to the whole.
Oh, yeah. The other one was going to put a big wall up here.
Oh, right,
Concrete,
right,
this
that's
big
right.
Huge wall.
Yeah.
Spent thousands of dollars and
Mhm.
cutting through wetlands, replication.
Right,
This
right.
is
Costs more than the
Yeah.
building lot.
It would have brought that building right up to, you know, over 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
That was the original.
Huh?
When you
Yeah,
first
that
came in,
just-
that was
the
your
first-
original.
That's right, that's right, yeah.
Because we didn't have this, you know, and I guess he saw it, and he didn't want the lights coming down, so he kind of spoke with her and said,
Oh.
we can maybe do something here.
Mm-hmm.
So he is selling her this, as long as she doesn't build that, and so it's kind of a wash my money, I wash my money.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and this,
Okay.
that's untouched.
Okay. Thanks for
I'm gonna
that.
give this back to her.
Yep.
because it's
Mhm.
her
Sure.
Any questions from the public? Any questions from the commission? Okay, can I entertain a motion to grant a negative determination with those same, with the same conditions about planting at the edge of the work area?
So moved.
Okay, second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
So that's the same thing.
Same thing, yep, yep,
You should sign these before we go.
yeah, yeah. There's just, yeah, these two, before we go,
Yeah,
I'll get these.
okay.
We got an extra one of these. Got an extra one.
Okay, next up, we have a wetland violation on land behind King Street. We've asked Mr. Gary Jem to come in.
He's down there.
This was brought to our attention by a neighbor. We have pictures before and after
Yep.
of what was done. And we have someone from the Department of Environmental Protection here tonight to help you, rectify the situation.
Okay.
First and foremost is we have to stabilize the area. Of course, now it's covered in snow, but when I was out there, we could already see sedimentation going into an adjacent wetland. So, as soon as the snow melts, I would think, before it really gets bad, with mud flowing, there should be hay bales and silt fence put up right against the edge of what's been tilled. But there's also needs to be some, I don't know, the neighbor said there was a stream in those woods. The woods were all taken down and it's all tilled up,
Stream in which woods?
the woods that were
By Main
taken
Street.
down.
No, that's not true. If I can read the letter, I only had one copy, so I'd like to read the letter here to you folks, so you all hear it at the same time. Regarding the letter that you sent me, I say, gentlemen, the work that was performed at our property this fall was overdue maintenance and repair to the land. After a very wet early summer that saw the Connecticut River in near flood stage until August, our field became supersaturated with standing water in the rows on the eastern third of the field until fall. Our activities trying to grow tomatoes and watermelons there aggravated the situation badly. We had no choice but to repeatedly send equipment into the mud trying to salvage the crops. But due to poor drainage, we lost about 90% of everything we planted there. It amounted to many tens of thousands of dollars that we didn't see, as well as many thousands that we spent planting and trying to grow the crops. Now we had several large muck holes that even some tractors could get stuck in, especially near the southeast corner. By the fall, it was obvious to me that we had to repair the damage. Conversations with older growers familiar with the field indicated that there used to be a swale along the eastern boundary that pitched into the ditch at the southeast corner. We decided that we would only regrade to achieve pitch in order to drain surface water and not rebuild the swale, which is what we did. While we were working there, we decided to clear the brush line that was serving to keep the southern edge of the field wetter than if it was open field, hindering travel and maybe crop growth on that edge. The brush line was a relic of when the field was planted to shade tobacco, and they let it grow, even though it was many yards from the property line. By clearing it, we gained open field and cordwood for ourselves to burn in 2015. It is my intent to harrow the cleared brush line as soon as it is workable in the spring and seed it, as well as the rest of the field to the south, to a grass of some sort and maintain it by mowing or cropping. We are now continuing to cut cordwood between the barracks and the pasture and should be done by spring.
So at one time, the line of trees was there to shade the tobacco?
No, it wasn't there. It was there because they ignored taking care of it. There's an extra one.
So it just overgrew?
It just grew. There was a wire fence that was in there, the old straight, smooth bull wire that the tobacco company used to use in setting up their shade fields. It was some sort of fence. For some reason, it wasn't on the boundary. It's a long ways from the property line. What I gave you there is part of a publication from the state of Massachusetts that explains how we can work actually in wetlands under certain circumstances. The first two pages are just an indication of what the publication is, and the last page discusses really the meat of what we did there. We went in to clear the edge. It was serving us no good purpose. The land, it really needed to be dealt with in order for us to continue to crop there. I plain and simple lost the crop. I needed to try and improve it. Once we got in there, you know, we cleaned it out. That document explains why we were allowed to do that.
What was the
Mark, do you
purpose
have
of
this?
clearing that?
I have no idea what the document is.
We'll just share it with Mark Stinson from the Department of Environmental Protection, just to, because you have an extra one
Okay.
anyway.
I can explain what he's saying, and how he's saying it is actually wrong. So,
We'll keep this, we have an extra one.
well, I know what it is.
It's a publication that he
Yeah,
makes
probably
reference.
what the resource is. I know all about it.
It's three-
I teach this stuff.
310 CMR 10.04.
10.04 agriculture.
Yep.
Yes, I know all about it.
Okay.
So the purpose of clearing the brush from that area was what?
Okay, it was, we'd been trying to maintain it. Over time, some of the stuff got too big. We couldn't brush hog it anymore. We had to go in there and physically cut it down. There was some cordwood in there, not a lot. Most of it was sumac and pricker bushes, a dead old elm or whatever it was, locust tree, I don't know what it was. But when you get tall stuff on the south side of a field, it's shading into the field. We plant close to the edge. We keep a road along that edge. But even with the road, we're getting shading, and we're needing to stay further and further away from that edge. And when you've got all that stuff growing there, it limits travel, and it limits the ability of the soil to dry out. it tends to be drier when it's more open.
So was it marshy when you went in there? Was it wet?
No. There was no stream there, there was nothing there, it was just an old line that was there, basically because they put that wire there so nobody could do anything, and we didn't even know it was there until we started getting in there, into it with a chainsaw and a tractor, and we started tripping over it. So, we went in and fixed what we could of the big mess that I made. It needed to be
Regraded?
leveled out and regraded, which is what we did. And all these fields that are around here, the old farmers all maintained their pitches. They didn't have the big equipment that we have to make the messes that we make nowadays. I actually had to winch a tractor out. It was stuck so bad. I couldn't pull it with another one. I had to pull it with a cable. So even getting rid of the crop in the fall, we were working in standing water. So it desperately needed to be reworked. And so we did that.
Well, there's some indication that there might have been a vernal pond at the edge. There still is a, right against the bottom of the bank from King Street. That's where I seen the sedimentation entering a wetland.
Bottom of the bank by King, I'm not sure.
Right
The very eastern edge of the field, where the
base of
homes up on
Kings
the
Hill.
hill are.
Northeast corner.
There's a wetland at the bottom of that hill.
That was the muck hole that I made, I believe you're talking about.
Well, there's a crossing and a culvert. So some of the water is going from one side to the other.
Ron,
I'm
can I
not
bring
familiar
this
with
up
any
so we can
culvert.
just,
Oh, that's a
Sure.
good idea.
With the map.
Yeah.
I'm not
We've got
familiar
some
with a
pictures.
culvert.
Okay, this is from, why don't you have them come up? And you say where you saw the work was done, this field in here, right? This tree.
That's gone.
That's all gone.
This is gone.
Okay, now what happened, there's the vernal pool somewhere in here. There's a wetland here and a stream here.
This is our,
This
this
is-
is our property corner. We didn't do anything. We
So
worked here and here.
Where did you see the sediment?
In this area, right by the property corner. And then there's a crossing. Someone has put in a culvert in this area. Like, I don't know, they had a path. Maybe, I don't know who put it in, but it's there. It's
Okay,
it's
I've never
existing.
been there because that's not my property.
So where did you say there was a swale? You said there was a swale in here somewhere.
This was flat. This and this is all the same level. This,
Okay, so
all
where
this
did you
had
see
was
the
was a
swale?
wire. I didn't see, and I know that there's a
Well, you
brook
mentioned
here.
a swale.
I talked with the old guys who farmed this ground in the past, and they said that there used to be a swale that carried out to some, there's a little bit of higher ground out here somewhere. If you get in the field, you can see a little pitch. And they said that it wasn't really, they didn't say it was a ditch, they said it was kind of a swale that went all the way up through here.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
It flows this way, though.
This flows
right.
this
Right.
way. So what we did,
There wasn't a swale in here, Gary?
absolutely not, that was flat. We didn't do anything there except cut trees and just get rid of them. It's perfectly flat. What there was, the only thing, if somebody saw anything, what they might have seen was the edge of where a plow stopped. Okay, you got an open furrow there, you got the edge, get your dead furrow there.
Get the terminology right.
This right here, to me, the dead furrow is the buried one. Okay, this right here was a hellhole mess that I had to drive through at least every 5 days. And even with tractors, it was a struggle. And by thrashing around in there, I turned basically all of this into just a
Was
god-awful
there a
mire.
swale or anything here? Or
No,
did it just
no,
didn't start
no.
here somewhere? This is
Repeat the
getting to
question.
the crux of jurisdiction.
Repeat the question for me.
Okay, where did the swale, where was the defined channel?
Channel started
Any kind of channel, swale, stream, ditch?
very close to that property line.
Okay, and this is, was this real muddy in between here and here?
No, this was where it was real
It's
muddy.
very wet. It's very wet.
Yeah, I mean, it's right at the
Like
base
when
of
we were
the hill.
walking down there, it was crusty, and once in a while, you break through the crust, it's so wet.
Okay, and you say though, Ron, you have sediment coming into the
Yes.
wetlands here?
Yes,
Right,
definitely.
there's like, one of them over here has like cattails in it and stuff.
Well,
And
there is a brook
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and
or a ditch.
Well, this is
And what-
showing up as wetlands, but there's always more wetlands, as you know, in the field than you see here.
Right.
So if I can get back to jurisdiction, it's not clear to me that this is jurisdictional,
Okay,
because if there's no swale, there's no channel, but it's not land and agricultural use. So if there was a wetland there, that's not, what you did would have been a violation. It's not exempt as an agricultural activity. It's not. I teach this stuff. I know what the book says because I've read it a dozen times. How many
Okay.
times have you read it?
I've
Okay.
read about
Okay.
that many in the past few
Okay,
days.
I'm just telling you, I teach this stuff. That's not land and agricultural use. It may be a field edge. When you're allowed to maintain a field edge, or actually expand it, but what you were doing was not expanding the field edge based on the definition of why you do a field edge expansion.
Well, where
I
I
teach
would,
this
ar-
stuff.
okay, what I would say is, even with this reading the way it reads, I think it's kind of moot, because I don't consider that a
Right,
wetland.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if it was, if
Okay.
it was. We don't know what the trees, what were the kind of trees did you have in
There
there?
was sumacs, there were occasional maples,
What kind of
um,
maples?
soft
Can I
maples.
interrupt for a second? I have that Google Maps picture also.
Well,
and
go
it's
through the
updated.
chair, because,
Can I just show him?
sure.
These are the trees. This is what it looks like this summer before, that this area here that he says is all sumac, that's it.
You're looking
I
up
mean,
in
red
here.
maple
That is
is
it with the
a
fox.
So you're
wetland
here,
plant.
not down here.
Right.
So.
If it's, is
this
it red
isn't
maple?
Sumac and brush. This is,
Oh, it's hard to say.
this is not
Well,
sumac
it's hard
and
to
just
say.
brush.
She's
It-
looking
You
It's
have to
much
look at the
larger.
soils now. So basically, you know,
Wasn't
but
just
you
brush,
do
it
have
was large
jurisdiction
trees.
here,
'Cause this
and
is
the
all
question
that's
is how
That
far it
picture of the
extends
wetland.
This is
here,
September on a
based
sunny
on
day.
Yeah.
soils and vegetation.
That's what's all
So,
going now.
so you can have a farm field with hydric soils, but not the vegetation that can still qualify as bordering vegetative wetland. Question is, I don't know.
This is
So you
before,
do have it
that's
here, so the
after.
violation,
That's right.
according to Ron, may not be this, but it would be the sediment getting into the wetland.
Yes, and there was obvious signs of it because the
See the
the
water?
sediment was on top of snow. So it had been flowing on top of the
So there was
snow.
some thawing after the ground froze.
Yeah, because
So you
here,
can do an exempt
It's starting to
activity
run-
here,
water's running
but if
through
it
there again.
impacts
it's because of
the
this
resource
situation.
area, that's the
Towards Main
violation.
Street.
That, the edge of that field's not protecting the wetlands.
So-
So this
So you want
runoff
us
is
to
going.
put some,
Basically, he's gonna put hay bales down there and
Yeah, right.
he can still,
Well-
basically, what you're telling, the way I understand it is he can do whatever he
Well,
wants.
if
He already did.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying,
I'm
in
not
the
gonna say it
future,
is jurisdiction, I'm not gonna say
Right.
it's not.
but all you gotta do
Yeah,
is
and he said
put
that
hay
the
bales
tree
there.
kept falling down.
so if I get in
This is a
here
before picture.
and put straw bales
This is
in here,
before,
Okay.
These two
and
pictures
that
go
was
together.
after.
Well, actually, they're the
my
same
rec-
pictures.
my
This is the same
recommendation-
picture.
The water's trying to come back through again. These are already 2 feet deep and the ground hasn't thawed yet, and they're 2 feet wide. And the
Okay.
water is moving back to go there.
Well-
This line of trees was, this area here, all the way back, was approximately 600 to 650 feet. And it was so wet in there that these trees would always fall down.
Okay. Problem is, I don't know where
Yeah.
jurisdiction starts out there. None of us do.
No.
We don't. So,
This-
in a
this-
case like this.
this
if I
looks
may
like it's
through the
right here.
chair, If I may through the chair, but most commissions require is the violator hire a wetlands consultant to determine where the jurisdiction is, determine the unpermitted impacts, and come up with a restoration plan to take the sediment out. That's what we would do if it was our case. It's what most commissions do if it was any commission in any commission.
can I speak about this here? This right here is my drip irrigation line that when I laid it out was plowed field. You can see wheel tracks right there. This whole thing is weeds growing because I couldn't do anything about it because I ended up with such a watery mess there from the early
From
summer.
lack of drainage.
From early summer. We almost lost our shirts on the farm as a whole. This field took us, we lost the whole thing. But this is all standing water because I drove the hell out of it. It might not have, it probably wouldn't have looked anywhere near that bad had I not done it.
Well, but you would still have the seasonal, depth of seasonal high ground wouldn't change, you still have the soil.
That's September.
That doesn't change overnight.
Right. And that's indication of a wet season.
Is it over?
There were dry seasons when you could get in there and mow that.
Yeah, this was,
May I speak to the chair?
Sure.
3 years ago, they let the equipment was stuck out there for 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It was stuck so deep. It's not just this year, it's that every year.
Where are you saying
And
that
this is
occurred?
September. And now,
Up in here?
and my concern was that this was done, as you can see the pictures, this was done after dark on Thanksgiving. I don't know anyone who comes out to regrade. How can they see when they're regrading?
Show the-
I took the pictures
show
after
the
dark.
chairman.
Yeah, I meant to ask Gary that. Why was it done at night? Why did it seem like it was,
Bulldozer came in
why did it seem like it was being done,
under the cover of darkness.
yeah.
no, we work,
Yes, it was.
yeah, well, we work at night. I work
How can you
day and
How
night.
can you see where you're regrading at night?
I didn't do it.
Laser on the machine.
Here's the fellow who did the work. He's my partner.
Okay, and like I said, that every year the equipment was stuck there for 5 weeks, the year before last, and as you can see now, the water is already in the neighboring yards, and freezing over, so it's getting pushed into the neighboring yards.
Okay, so I guess our best advice is to ask you to hire a wetland scientist to determine where the
Where
jurisdictional.
is this facing?
Karen Hirschberg has volunteered to come
What
up
street is this on?
That's at the
provide
backyards
technical
on,
assistance
This
on
was
site.
Main Street.
Whoever
these are the,
they
yep, this is the
hire.
Right.
backyards on
You
Main
guys
Street.
at the
Yep.
same
This is
time.
where the
Yep.
Main Street backyards meet his field,
When,
the water's settling there.
When does
This
something
is-
like this happen? You can't do it.
Well, we can't do it now, obviously. No, we'd have to wait till spring.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, when you get the ground
with
cover.
ice hooks.
Yeah.
And first and foremost is to
Pushing through, it's
rectify
already
the
so deep, water's
sedimentation
coming
getting
in.
into the
So it's
wetland.
recreating those, the
Yeah, he
brooks that were
built
covered.
somewhere along where the commission asked for. it.
Right.
What I'll
So
do-
right there.
What we'll
Right
do
along
is
the
just right along our property line. I'll
Yep.
put some bales there.
600 feet
Yep.
they check out. That he's-
As far as equipment being stuck out there for 5 weeks, that says something about the person who was farming it, not
That's
how
all
bad
done.
it is.
600
know.
feet of that's gone.
I know. And I know it was a very wet season. And I'm sorry that you lost, I'm sorry you lost crops.
Yeah, that's before
but
the
if you would've
clearing.
come,
This was all gone.
Maybe this
That's
spring.
gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I needed that to be gone.
Yeah. This is my lot. I'm a direct abutter to this.
Mhm.
This is, he's always tried to keep it clean. But I know the sumac and other things have grown wild. There also used to be not only a ditch here, and Corey knows this, there's one over here that went all the way across King Street. And that's,
There's a ditch where, not in open ground.
it's kind of down here.
Okay, I didn't see anything over here.
This is one of these farm things that never,
That is, if
Keeps
you go to the town of
going the wrong
Hatfield
way.
website, the Open Space Committee, that's a registered vernal pool that's bulldozed over now. It's
I
on the
know
town
some
of
guy
Hatfield
came out.
website.
Where-
and
where's
looked at
the-
On the Open Space
Some
Committee,
guy came
No, but
out
where-
and looked
where
at
on
it.
there is
I
the
don't know what
vernal
he's talking
pool?
about. Right here, I think.
right,
Right in here?
Because this is
Right
our
where this
lot, this
meets
is the neighbor, and I think it's, they were looking over
it
here.
was right where it meets behind, it belongs to Sturgis. Here, there's a, performing here, there's a canal lift land, and then,
That's why you need to hire
I think you gotta hire somebody.
yeah, it's
Let
right
it
there.
determine
What
all
are,
this.
what exactly are they gonna do?
they're going to, by testing soils, they're gonna come up with a jurisdictional area that needs to be,
Determine what wetlands are, really.
a. Mm-hmm.
Do a
Yeah.
wetlands determination on the property.
And come up with a restoration plan to remove the sediment that,
Yeah,
whatever.
the sediment and stuff, after you determine what it is. then they'll
Okay,
decide
well, the
what can be
sediment,
done.
this is where there's gonna be sediment.
Right.
I don't know
Oh,
where
there's
it's gonna
definitely
So that's-
sediment there.
That's what the professional will do. We'll come up with a wetlands boundary and come up with a restoration plan to remove the sediment that's already in there.
be. Okay, but my goal right now is to prevent it from
right.
getting worse.
Right, exactly.
That's my concern.
Yep. And the sooner the better. I mean, right now, of course, after tomorrow, it's going to be covered with another foot of snow, so,
Tomorrow's gonna be wet snow.
yeah, so, you know,
The ground's froze hard now, so if we can get it to the point where we can maneuver out there,
right,
you know.
that would probably be best.
It looks like that excavator's gonna be there for winter, huh?
Not much digging to do with it right now.
But I mean, it's just sitting there, right?
There's frost in the ground there.
I would take a smaller, something smaller.
Excuse me.
2 feet, 3 feet.
So, that's what it is.
But,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do.
How much frost you're gonna
And,
ground.
and Mark said, what's her name, Karen Hirschberger?
Karen Hirschberg.
Berg, she's with
Karen
DEP.
Hirschberg is willing to work with whoever you hire to,
And what is Karen Hirschberger do?
She's an analyst in my office, wetlands analyst, Hirschberg, Karen
Okay,
Hirschberg.
if I hire a wetland specialist from,
Well, she doesn't have to go out. I mean, she's telling the commission that she'll be glad to help the commission in this to get it squared away.
okay, oh, these guys,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, she's not
Yeah,
gonna
so-
work for
Nothing that
you.
I have to do with her.
No,
Okay.
no.
No,
But we'll just-
but you have to provide approval for her to go on the property. I can't go on the property, commission can't go on the property without your permission.
But I'm gonna hire somebody to go in and identify wetlands on the property.
Right, and then we'd like to meet out on the site with them and you,
Okay.
and maybe Karen, and talk about what the plan is.
Okay,
When it thaws out.
Yeah,
when it's warm.
When it thaws out. It'll thaw out when it's warm.
Can I ask you about- I mean, he's talking about farmland, I know this is, you've lost a lot of farmland here, but isn't, a lot of this discussion seems to be about development, not farming.
we don't know anything about development.
We don't even know, it's not being developed.
not as far as we know.
Not that we know.
But again, whether it's developed or not in the future, we need to know where the edge of the wetlands is so that it can be, protected.
Okay.
What's the value on a property if they're gonna develop it, but we don't know anything about that.
Can I ask the chair a question?
Sure.
If it's listed as a registered vernal pool, doesn't that already mean that it's wetland?
Certified vernal pool. I didn't,
Oh, no, the head of the open space committee, the chairman, Mr. Cox, said it was a registered vernal pool.
certified. No, the term is certified vernal
He
pool,
said
but I don't have it
registered.
listed as a certified vernal pool in my database.
Okay, because it's marked on the map that's
It's listed on my map as a potential
This one, that they get, Jimmy did
not
this one,
certified.
but this one.
He
that's
called it
not
registered, so I
applied,
guess
but-
that's neither. but-
Okay, so
That's
it's-
different.
I think so, yeah,
Because there's,
between,
there's 5 more on the other side of the property.
All right, all we have to do is call natural heritage, they maintain the database.
it's
I
not,
mean, if there was
Well,
through
you
the
know,
chair,
as time goes
if there was
by,
sediment gone into the vernal pool, that's
hair
not good.
kind of fades in places. But this, I mean, I caused half of that myself. I had no choice. Okay, I
Okay,
have no
well,
problem
Thank you.
hiring somebody to
Okay.
do a wetlands demolition.
Okay.
And we'll be in touch and we'll keep abreast of the situation.
Okay, once I hire somebody, you want me to notify you guys, or do you guys want to get in touch with me, or how are we gonna do this?
Well, yes, have them call the town and we can, we can talk to them about maybe doing a site visit, with,
While he's there or something.
Right.
Or after he's made, determined.
Well, I'll figure out who I'm
yeah.
gonna hire, and then I'll tell them that it'd be good to contact with you guys.
Yep.
Right.
All right?
Yep,
Okay,
sounds good.
that works.
Do I set a deadline, if I may, through the chair for the installation of the hay bales?
That would probably be good as soon as possible, but,
Next week, after the snow?
The snowmobiles?
I mean, the snow can be, pushed out of the way. But to properly put in the hay bales, you need to cut into the ground, a couple
No, that's
inches.
silt fence. Hay
The
bales,
silt,
you don't
right,
have to. Hay bales
the
use
silt
two
fence
stakes.
needs to be cut into the ground, you know, a couple inches, and then the hay bales go up against them.
So it's gotta be somewhat thawed.
Somewhat. I would think it was.
Could he put hay bales in right now if he just removed the snow?
Yeah, I don't know why not.
Well,
I think the water could still
Yeah,
get
but
through.
how do you know where they need to go, though?
Yeah, I think it's obvious
Oh,
out
it's
there where
pretty
the
clear where
the
they need to go.
wetlands are.
You know where they need to go.
I would say right along the edge of the, this, right at the property corner, there's a line of trees.
Yeah.
And they point right towards that second pond, and there's a culvert. Of course, you're going off the property, but I think it's necessary to do it, because that's the area that's getting the, you know, the runoff.
He
Okay.
needs permission of that property owner if he has to go do something on somebody
Yeah,
else's property.
it is, it's off his property. Larry, do you know who owns that? Two lots from
Jimmy.
you.
That's Jimmy and Jeanette.
Jimmy's house.
You mean to the east of, right next to me?
Not right next to you, another lot over, unless he owns both lots.
Alan, I don't know his last name.
Can you just
Who owns the pond?
Can you come see what I'm talking about, so we're talking about the same property?
Wait, you know what, we don't have a list of the butters for this one.
It's this property here. That's the property he needs to protect with hay bales. So you live on this property, right?
Yeah, and this is Jimmy and Jeanette.
Uh-huh.
So this must be Alan. That's his little house there, but I'm not sure if this parcel's his.
Okay.
I think this is Jimmy and Jeanette's actually, because he's farming this.
Well, he could be renting it too.
Yeah, it might be by permission.
Okay.
You know, this might even be church.
It is churches.
It's churches.
Down by the end where it was built up.
Cindy, look at this.
I don't know if it is all the way down, because I spoke to them, they
For
weren't sure.
two lots it goes down there.
You have to look at the assessor's map.
Yeah, well, we can figure that out.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we gonna give them for, March 1st is a deadline?
Yes.
Can we
I talked to.
kind of leave it open-ended, and we'll do it just as soon as it makes sense? I mean, I'll get this material ready to go.
Okay, as
But
soon as possible before March 1st.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
March 1st, deadline, okay?
okay. For putting the bales out,
Yep.
okay?
If anything changes, just
It says
get in
spring
touch
won't
with the
start until
commission.
April.
Okay,
And if your consultant has a different idea, or something else, if he hires a consultant before then,
Early this
this
year.
consultant can talk to you guys.
Yep. Okay,
okay, good.
we're good.
Whatever size.
Thank
of
you.
it
Thanks for
get
coming
on.
in.
Yeah, no problem.
Well,
Yeah, contact us first next time.
Next one ought to be good.
Michael Bartley's not here. He won't show up.
it's just old business.
Old business.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
I know, I thought didn't we resolve the Michael Bartlett issue?
let's go over the minutes from the last meeting. The minutes from January 8th.
Thank you.
No. I think that was everything.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about the minutes?
No,
Okay.
moved, accept them.
Okay. Anyone
January 8th.
second it?
Second.
Okay. All in favor to okay the minutes from January 8th?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. I don't see anything else we need to address.
Said something about executive
We
session.
do need to sign the RDAs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are these them?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just pen, please. That's the,
Whose is this?
that's the second one. That's Gene Russell.
Here, Blue. Yeah.
You yelled at? Okay, I got some more. I got some more coming your way.
Oh,
Want to go that way?
yeah. You have a pen?
This is the Scott Harlow one.
Mine got pilfered.
I pilfered it.
You pilfered it, and then Corey pilfered it, and Gary pilfered it. All right, date 2/12. All right, and I want to
That's
put
it,
in.
right, too?
Mm-hmm.
Did I put in the thing about perennial plants? Oh, so this is a negative determination 3.
Mr. Chairman, on this
Budget?
budget deal, okay, we had budget meetings yesterday.
I think I got an email.
We have something like $13,300 or $400 in an account that we could possibly take out of there to use for this. But I would also like to see if we could get the Open Space Committee in here for our next meeting. Because there may be some issues about that whole deal with the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission.
Right.
That it may have dissolved. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with it, but if we could get them in there to find out
Okay,
if, in fact, we can still use them for assistance or whatever.
all right. We'll make a note of that. We'll invite the Open Space Committee to our next meeting.
Through the chair, Ann Capper is no longer with Pioneer Valley Planning Commission.
Oh,
What happened?
She got married, I think she lives in Conway or does something in Conway.
And she was the one that was,
Her and Peter Westover, if you remember, he was
Yeah.
here
Yeah,
for
right.
a few meetings. And I have no idea the status of that either.
yeah, that's, it's kind of, we're trying to figure out what, that, I know the Open Space Committee originally got in contact with them and worked things out, so I think we should see if we can have them come in and just discuss it anyway.
We were referred to another one. His name is Jeff Laurie.
With who?
So what are we waiting for? Next meeting?
no, and this, so what was the 13,000 for?
No, I'm saying we have something like $13,000 in an account that we could, if in fact the PVPC still has somebody available to us,
Oh, okay.
we could probably take that
But
money
there's a
and
good
use it because that is for conservation.
Spend it.
Oh.
That's their filing fee account, those
Right.
10 filing fee
Right.
accounts, right? You can use that to hire someone to assist you as an agent or administration enforcement of the Wetlands Protection Act.
Right.
So if, I guess what I'm asking is if you want us to disregard this $1,500 that we put into the budget. I would say we'd have to vote on it, so.
Is it Chris Curtis?
Yeah. What?
Is he the regional conservation agent?
There is none.
Chris Curtis? No, he does something else.
He's
Oh.
with Pine Valley.
Pioneer Valley.
Oh, okay.
I see him with the planning board, more on planning. I don't think he ever had conservation or anything.
I mean, we can leave that in there. That's not a big issue.
Right.
We'll just leave it in there and find out what's going on with, you know, like I say, open space, and
Yeah, we should
if we
probably.
still have that option of having somebody come in to
Right.
Yeah,
assist us.
it's
whatever.
nice to have the option
You know.
in case we need a
No.
peer review.
Well, yeah, we should check in with open space because they were kind of in charge of that.
Right.
Okay. Well, I don't see anything else. Can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, guys.